It's time to play a little bit of a comparison game. The whole point of this is to take one established star in the competition and show you their stats from this season, and then put them up against a player who has been criticised heavily or is simply not as well known across the competition. These stats are prior to the start of round 11. There are a whole bunch of eye-opening comparisons, so let's get into the first one. A star that has turned around their form is Carlton big man Harry Mackay. He had those awful kicking woes last season, converting at just 37.7% in front of goal. His 2024 is so far his highest rated season, coming in at 11.82, 2.5 points higher than his Coleman medal season. He's averaging 14 disposals per game, 2.4 goals and 3 contested marks. His link-up play around the ground has been a feature, and that clutch goal against Brisbane has been his moment of the year. But the numbers of this more divisive player match up extremely well. He is the highest rated key forward at this stage of the year, even though some believe he should play at the other end of the field. They have a 13.79 player rating and have kicked 21 goals. 14.7 disposals per game just pips Mackay, however they do only average 1.4 contested marks per game. If you haven't guessed it, it's the Western Bulldogs' Aaron Naughton. It feels like every second week people want him in defence, but his numbers stack up against the best. Mackay has been lauded for his goal accuracy this year, and it sits at 53.3%. Naughton is at 65.6%, making him one of the better kicks for goal in 2024. You may still want Naughton as a centre half back, but his numbers so far have him at the top of all key forwards. Christian Petrarca is having another standout season and is the 11th highest rated player in the competition. He is the 5th most goals by any midfielder, sitting at 11, while still getting 24 disposals per game. The numbers only tell part of the story with Petrarca, because when he is on, how can you stop him? He is too powerful and strong. Even with playing more game time in the forward 50, he's still averaging 5 clearances per game, but he's at a career high 9 score involvements. It means roughly 36% of the time he touches the ball, Melbourne gets a score out of it. One ranking spot below Petrarca sits this midfielder. He's having a career year. 24.5 disposals per game, 4 clearances and 8 score involvements matches up incredibly well with the Melbourne superstar. However, this player has also kicked 15 goals as a midfielder, ranking 2nd, and is a forward half presence like Petrarca, matching his 5.5 inside 50s per game. It's not Sydney superstar Isaac Heaney, but his teammate in Chad Warner. For all the publicity Heaney has got, Warner isn't far behind him in terms of impact. He can put a step on his opponent and seems to be getting stronger every season. Although Toby Green is seen to be having a down year, his numbers still put him up in the top line of forwards in the competition. His 14 goals sits him top 10 for total goals as a general forward, and his 16.5 disposals ranks him 8th for all qualified players. Even though he will be unlikely to reach the 60 plus goal mark he did last year, his 1.6 goal assists puts him at number 1 for general forwards, and his 7 score involvements has him at number 2. The goals aren't coming his way yet, but clearly he is providing an important link for the Giants and helping his teammates. He may only be ranked just inside the top 20 medium forwards in the competition, but this player will be getting a big contract in the off-season. Offers are floating around the $800,000 a year mark for 6 plus years. He's equal 2nd for goals as a general forward with 20, and is averaging a career high 12 disposals. This player is much more of a pressure forward than Toby Green, but the damage has been a level above. 5 score involvements and 0.4 goal assists don't match up well with Green, but 1.4 tackles inside 50 is double what Green averages. It's another Sydney player in Will Hayward. The 25-year-old is getting big deals from Adelaide, and you may wonder why, but from these numbers it makes sense. He has kicked multiple goals 7 times and has had 2 bags of 4. It's been a breakout season. All the talk of late has been about stopping Geelong defender Tom Stewart. He is one of the best defenders of his generation and is a total game wrecker. 2024 has been his second highest rated season of his career, with his intercepting at an elite level again. 9.2 intercept possessions per game is a career high, and 2.7 intercept marks per game is equal third for all medium defenders. Throw in an 80% disposal efficiency and 7 rebound 50s every game, and it shows his offensive game is great as well. You know what you get with Stewart week in and week out. Just one place below Stewart for rankings as a medium defender sits a quiet achiever. Like Stewart, he is also equal third with 2.7 intercept marks per game and a solid 7.6 intercept possessions. They get the ball a couple times less than Stewart at around 18.5 disposals per game, but that is a new career high mark. 75% disposal efficiency is very good, and 3.2 turnovers per game is 1.4 less than what Stewart averages in a game. The numbers are so similar, and it's surprising since it's his teammate in Zach Guthrie. The 25-year-old is having a breakout season and has slowly been improving every year in the system. It's clear when Stewart retires, which still may be in a while, which teammate has the physical attributes and play style to fill his void. Guthrie is the one, and both players are on a similar level for their performances this season. The 2 in the Melbourne 1-2 defensive punch is Jake Lever. He was the 7th rated key defender before his concussion against West Coast and was having an outstanding season. It's his 3rd highest rated campaign overall, and his intercept game is strong. 8.9 intercept possessions and 3.4 intercept marks are both top 5 for his position, and his distribution around the ground is safe. 280 metres gained with his legs and a career high 3.6 score involvements shows his intercepts lead to offensive plays for Melbourne, and it's been this way for the past few seasons. At the 5th ranking spot as a key defender is another second fiddle defender. This guy has really come out of nowhere and wasn't even supposed to play for his club at round 1 last season. 7.1 intercept possessions and 3 intercept marks per game almost matches up with Lever, but this player normally is more of a lockdown defender than freewheeling interceptor. These numbers show he can do both. 4.3 one-on-ones per game doubles what Lever has to face, while 6.2 spoils sits at the top 11 for key backs. Sam Taylor is a superstar, but don't forget about Jack Buckley. The 26-year-old former Category B rookie has elevated to become one of the best key defenders currently playing. It really has been a huge progression over the past couple of off seasons that has seen his intercept game grow to match his safe defensive attributes. These are just a few surprising comparisons so far in 2024. Looking deeper at raw numbers without a name or face attached to them does make you think of certain players differently. The eye test is still important in an ever-growing analytical sport, but clubs do use numbers deliberately to try to find lesser known players who match up with the best in the game.